Sean Bednard here alongside Tyler Marcotte for another CMU Hockey Weekly Recap. Tyler, a great weekend for the Chippewas against one of the best teams in the country in the Calvin Knights, able to win both games, both here at Ice Arena and in Grand Rapids, and honestly, that was the best hockey that I've seen the Chippewas play the entire season.
And they won those games with defense. This is a team that before the Florida break we said offense was going to carry them through the season and through the playoffs, but this is a team that held Calvin. They score 5 goals per game. They held them to 1 goal in each of the games this weekend. That's extremely impressive. They were very focused on making sure that in front of the net was taken care of, defensive play in the own zone was accounted for, and they executed to perfection.
Yeah, defense was humongous, and you have to think that's slightly in part to Cal Jesko coming back. He had a humongous weekend game-winning goal on Saturday, but the defense just looked like an unstoppable unit. Every line was out there playing the man, playing the puck. They were just ready to go this weekend, and they had solid goaltender play from Estes and from Everlove.
And the forwards played extremely well in their own zone, the back checking and making sure you account for the defensemen, and especially when the forwards are coming back up more towards the point, the forwards for CMU are taking care of those routes and making sure that there's no clear shot, and they did a great job taking care in front of the net. I was extremely impressed. I was very, very impressed.
One of the first big milestone tests that the Chippewas are going to have this month, November, very tough month for the Chippewas. Out of the way, done, 2-0. Now they're looking ahead to Michigan this weekend. Not exactly a very tough challenge. It's always going to be hard when you have to go down to Ann Arbor and play at Yost. But Michigan is a down squad this year, only have 2 wins on the season. Going to be interesting to see what we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, they've played some good teams, though, but they've lost to some tough competition. They've fallen to Michigan State twice. They've lost to Davenport twice. Both teams that Central has shown that they can play with and they can beat. So I'm very interested to see how Central goes to Yost and how Michigan comes here and how the games will be played this weekend.
But before we get too far into Michigan, still do have Calvin to recap. And we actually did catch up with some players from CMU Hockey following Friday night's win here at home about their thoughts following the game. This is what they had to say.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, we've been playing real good hockey the past month or so. We just haven't been able to really score, and that's what we did today. Finally, I got one early. That felt really good. Get my feet going, and then after that, we just kind of poured it on from there. Our forecheck was unreal today.
It feels good. I think it's going to be the start to a big momentum rush for us. It can only help down the road.
The University of Michigan comes to Ice Arena Friday to take on the Chippewas, a low-scoring offense, but a team that allows a lot of goals, 5 goals per game against the Chippewa offense that hasn't struggled but has done well against these teams that don't allow that many goals.
Yeah, and the problem with teams like University of Michigan's D3 is that the talent pool at Michigan is divided highly above the Division I and Division II teams. So Division III, you hate to say that it's the scraps left behind, but usually what you are getting is the players that still want to play but don't exactly have the caliber for that level. So you can't be too surprised that they are a little downtrodden this season. Like we said, they have played good teams and they played tough against teams like Toledo, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Chippewas play with an out-of-conference foe as Michigan is.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of talent at Michigan, and the talent pool is not as big at Michigan for this D3 team. But you got to think that, these are still pretty talented guys. This is one of the biggest schools in the country, so this is a team that you can't overlook. You got to think of it as a Davenport-type situation. The numbers aren't great, but you got to come in thinking that they're ready to play and they're fired up and ready to go. So I think the Chippewas will come out ready to go, and you can't overlook a Michigan team, especially when you play at Yost, the cathedral for college hockey. We will be calling the game live from Yost Ice Arena on Saturday at 7:30. Pre-game starts at 7:25, and I am extremely excited.
It's going to be a good one, and the Chippewas do match up very favorably against Michigan, outscoring them, at least in the points that we've seen this season, and out-defending them. So we could see a high-scoring affair for the Chippewas, which you haven't seen in a while.
It'd be nice to see a lot of goals on the score sheet. The last time we saw a lot of goals was Davenport, and that was a pretty messy game up until the 3rd period. So looking for an even game both offensively and defensively for the Chips.
So 7:30 on Friday night here at Ice Arena. You can join Tyler and I on chipshockeycast.com. It's where the game will be called at. And Saturday at 7:25 for our pregame as puck drops at 7:30. Looking forward to seeing you on the call, and we're looking forward to seeing you here at Isabella on Friday night. Fire up, Chips.